Hello ladies and gentlemen, Sigvaldo Grim here, and today we are going to go over a guide for the sub-bosses in Tier 3, because Tier 1 and Tier 2 are more or less easy. If you are a new player and don't really have strong characters, just throw enough teams at them and you will gradually defeat them. But at Tier 3 you start to have problems, because we have super shields on Superman and Wonder Woman, and they use those pretty often. And on the other hand, while the Speed Force the Flash is going to be a very easy fight if you know how to do it, you might not get it right the first time, as I have done, and you might fail. Keep in mind that the fights that I'm going to show you in this guide is made from the perspective of a relatively new player, because I have started a new account 3 months ago, and that is what I'm going to showcase in this video: gameplay in solo raids from a 3 months old account. So you can somewhat relate to, and I do not have any apocalypse artifacts on it that would make the fights very easy. I do have leveled 7 the old blades, but that makes no difference compared to the difference the apocalypse artifacts would make. So we're going to go over today over Superman, over Wonder Woman, and over Speed Force the Flash. We're not going to go over Batman because Batman is easy. So with all that being said, we are going to watch the fights that I have done, and then we are going to go look at other teams than the teams that I have used that you can use if you don't want to use those teams or do have stronger teams. Because the teams that I'm going to be using are not going to be the most optimal, but are going to be the easiest to get and the most budget one for those phases. So with all that being said, like this video if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it, comment down below for any questions that you might have. Maybe subscribe for more content like this, and let's get into it. A little bit of a disclaimer: the first attempts on Superman and on Flash are going to be very dumb, because I was recording them at 3 at night out of making 3 videos in that day, and I was very tired while doing them, so we are going to fast forward them. In this first attempt against Superman, I am just extremely stubborn, and I'm like, I have to do my first 2 special 2s with King of Titans Aquaman, then I need to go into special 3s, you know, the raid mentality, and both get blocked, and my King of Titans Aquaman is going to eventually die in the most dumb way possible. And after that, I just try to put in as much damage as possible in the remaining time with Shazam and Power Girl. But don't worry, we will find a fix to that in the next fight that I'm going to show you. Of course, there are a lot of teams that you can use to beat this character with, because his shield is going to be very effective against abilities, but usually characters that are going to be dealing damage with their attacks rather than their special attacks are going to perform much better against him. King of Titans Aquaman is going to be a little bit of an exception, because he needs to perform some special attacks in order to defeat Superman. But since Superman is going to have a very low health, I am going to come up right now with a team that can properly manage it, even if you don't have characters like Batman, Ninja, Catwoman, Justice League team, or League of Anarchy. I'm going to use a character that's going to be available pretty much to everybody due to the arena seasons. So with all that being said, this is going to be the first fight over, a total disaster and a wasted pip. Now going into the second fight, my logic was the following. Well, in order to do the super shield, he's going to need to have energy. What character can power drain and at the same time deal damage? Where there are 2 characters that can do this, maybe more than 2 characters to be honest, but 2 that came in mind. There were Black Adam and Atlantean Armor Aquaman, but I don't have Atlantean Armor Aquaman on this account, and Atlantean Armor Aquaman tends to not deal that much damage usually. So my strategy over here is to use Black Adam along with Power Girl and Shazam. Again, all the 3 characters are going to be easy to get. Power Girl from the League Store, and Shazam and Black Adam from the Arena Seasons. And pretty much the strategy is going to be, and also Black Adam is going to have a chance to stun the enemy when tagging in. So that is also going to come in very handy, because while Superman is going to be stunned, he's not going to be able to use his super shield. You can see that sometimes he uses his super shield, but what I do is do not panic, just go away from him, and then I heal with Shazam, so if another mistake like this happens, I'm not going to die. tagging him in again using a special tree. He doesn't even use his super block against each of my special trees. Yet again tagging in as I have showed in the previous guide. If you haven't watched the tagging in solo raids guide, you should definitely watch it. I will link it down below because normal taggings don't really work in the solo raids, so you might need that in order to do this properly. But Black Adam is going to be pretty effective in my opinion, or at least for me. Keep in mind that my Black Adam on this account is going to have a level 7 or 6, I don't remember it, the All Blades, and at the same time he's going to have level 40 gears. In terms of his build, he's not going to be built that much. He's going to have he's going to have on his gears whatever high rolls I could get with the least amount of reforge spent. So he's not going to be a powerhouse in terms of that point. As you can see, he takes a pretty long time to kill boss Superman, but I might have had the chance to one-shot if I was using him straight away from the beginning. Boss Superman is not going to be the hardest on this list. The Wonder Woman is going to be the hardest because she is going to take much more time to kill, and we will get immediately into that. But yeah, for Boss Superman you can pretty confidently use Black Adam if you are on top of your gameplay and if you get a little bit lucky with the stuns. Of course, if you have any other basic attack oriented team, you should use that, but we will talk about that later into the video when we get to teams. So yeah, now let's move on to my dumbass trying to make my brain working while fighting Speed Force the Flash. Okay, with Speed Force Flash is going to be very simple. What you need to do is to put one damage dealing character as first character, and then the other two characters need to be support characters. Of course, my dumbass had the idea that it will work somewhat like Horrific Scarecrow, so I need to prepare for it like I prepare for Horrific Scarecrow. So while going into the first fight, my very dumb plan was like, well, he is going, and no, I was like, there was a logic behind that. The logic that, well, he stuns me when I tag in, and when I'm going to tag in, he's going to kill me most likely because he stuns me. And I also thought that he would also tag in random characters like Horrific Scarecrow does, but that was not the case. So my logic in the first fight was like, just stay in the fight with Power Girl so she gets up powered, then let him kill Power Girl, then tag in King of Lands Aquaman, and if he dies, he's going to revive with the power that he has. That was a very dumb logic, as I will come to figure out, because he deals next to no damage, he does not tag in and out characters, so the best way to approach this is going to be simply by putting your damage dealer in front and the two support characters along with him, and not tagging the support characters at all in the fight, and only relying on your damage dealer to deal the damage, and the support characters are going to be left out. Maybe tag them in when he uses super move in order to not damage your damage dealer or even kill him. This fight is going to be very straightforward, and on this attempt I'll do a laughable damage considering the possibilities that I had in terms of dealing damage. I'm not even sure if I will live until the end of it. I don't think so. Do I though? It's getting pretty close. Yeah, not really. And also over there I could have used the super move and I failed to do that. Over here yet again another mistake. For some reason I forget to change the order and Power Girl is going to be still up front, so I will take a stun while tagging in King of Lands Aquaman, but that's okay. This is going to be wrapped up very quickly and I'm going to kill him with no problems. So while going into this fight, please don't do the mistakes I have done. Put your damage dealer up front and then two support characters along with him. It doesn't really matter what damage dealer you put over here because there will be no damage dealer stronger than him. The stronger damage dealer is the faster, and in less attempts you are going to be able to go through this. The most straightforward fight on this list by sure. Even though for some reason my dumb ass needed to do two attempts in order to finish it. This was very pathetic from my perspective. I was very pathetic in this fight, but I hope you don't do my mistakes. And now let's get into the bread and butter of this video, the fight that everybody was asking about, the Wonder Woman fight. Yet again, you can go through this fight with pretty much any team that deals a lot of damage with basic attacks, except for King of Lands Aquaman, because he needs to use his super move in order to stack that up. And at first I'm like, let's use Power Girl with Predator Batman, because we can use Predator Batman Special 1 to disable the abilities of Mythic Wonder Woman. And that actually worked great, but the problem was that I had no credits left, and my Predator Batman Special 1 was only around level 38 or something. So I didn't have much time to work with, because the further you are going to upgrade the first special of your Predator Batman, the longer the disable is going to last. And at the same time, you need to have a decently tanky Predator Batman for it not to get one-shotted that fast. So going into this fight, basically I try to use the Silver Banshee strategy that you use on Dr. Fate. Tag in and out characters until you build power, then tag in Predator Batman for a special 1, then tag in King of Lands Aquaman for a guaranteed special 3, because she's going to be having her abilities disabled and she's going to not be able to block me. Though you need to do this decently fast, so over here I was testing out, didn't even have enough energy for a special 3. You have to be fast about it, because the disability does not last for that long, and that makes you tag in some pretty bad scenarios, as you will see in this fight, and that will kill my characters. Though this strategy is going to be still decently effective, and if you have no other options, you can just keep doing this and doing a few special trees every fight with King of Lands Aquaman until you eventually wear the boss down. This is an option. Of course, as I have said, teams oriented towards using basic attacks like the Justice League team, League of Anarchy, would be much better for characters that do have shields. Over here she uses a super move. I let King of Lands Aquaman tank it, because of the fact that he's the only character in my team that can survive after a super move. The other two are not tanky at all, and he is able to revive. And eventually I'm going to lose all my characters over here with, I think, some time left in the fight. Over here another tag in, this went well, special 3, she took some damage. And as you can see, this strategy, if you have no other options, is going to be pretty effective. But I think I have found, as you will see in the next batch, a strategy that is a little bit more effective, but you really need to be lucky. Over here my Predator Batman is gone, unfortunately. He was not tanky enough to hold off for that long. Also my Power Girl is out. Using a super move, she takes some damage. Almost got her to half health. Going to use a special 3. And over here the special 3 worked without her using the super shield. And that made me try the next strategy that I'm going to show you. So in my past experience while fighting Superman, I got my King of Lands Aquaman dead by keeping spamming special 2s, and the special 2s were actually the ones that were blocked by the Superman. And over here she failed to block my special 3, and I'm like, well, let's just go balls deep with the casual King of Lands Aquaman team. Let's just keep the use of the first special 2, and let's just hope we get lucky. And the results were pretty amazing, and I pretty much managed to go through this fight and straight up one-shot her. Anyway, not one-shot her, because she didn't have full HP, but you know what I mean. Over here I take Militant Aquaman just because I need more power, and he needed to stack up the all blades. And in this fight I'm going to try and do proper tag-ins, because I'm in no rush as I was when I had Predator Batman in my team. As I have said, watch my how to tag in solo raids guide if you haven't, because that will be very useful to you while doing this. Again, she uses a ranged attack, and there's an easy tagging over there. Special 3, again not blocked. I don't know, I have seen people getting those blocked, but for some reason I didn't. So I guess the strategy is just to get lucky, but if you are unable to do that, you can also try the first strategy. And I think a pretty reliable thing, if you are using King of Lands Aquaman, just spam this fight, like do 2, 3, 4 attempts, and eventually you will get lucky and she will not block your special 3. But definitely do not use special 2s in this fight, because of the fact that special 2s are going to have a very long animation, and they are going to give the boss a much much higher window of using something. Over here I failed my tagging because I got impatient and I'm like, let's finish this already. Again, she did not block and she's just going to be dead in no time. And after this fight is ended, we are going to go through some teams that you can use against those two specific characters. I said a little bit about that in the video, but I'm going to go more in depth into it. Okay, now we're going to take a look at other teams that you might use against this, and before we get into that, I'm going to show you the exact stats for the characters that I have used, because every time I do something like this, there will be somebody in the comments, what are the stats for characters, bro? Well, let me show you, bro. We got Kinfline Sakomen here. He's going to have almost full level 60 gears, and getting into the stats, they are going to be looking like this. A little bit overlapping in terms of critical attack damage and critical attack chance, and I need to get some of that off and put more attack on it. I'm aware of that. He's by far not perfect, but he's getting it there. The problem is the talents pretty much, because I don't want to spend gold on that. I'm just daily refreshing them for free. Next up is, no, get out of here, Shazam. I have gotten him tanky enough so he can take some damage. Yet again, just whatever defensive rolls I could get on his gears. Nothing amazing, not a perfect build. And level 40 gears, by the way. Just level 40 gears. Okay, and Black Adam, yet again level 40 gears and whatever high rolls I could get on his gears. I'm really cheap when it comes to spending my reforges. I'm really careful with that. Overlapping, upgrading, critical attack chance, needing critical attack damage. Attack is nothing close to being high, but he's fine for now. I really don't want to invest much more into him, even though I could. So those are the two characters that you have seen, and Power Girl is going to be pretty much untouched in terms of stat changes, and those are the gears. The level 21 I have gotten them there, and the above level 21 are from raid drops. And now let's see. So as I have said, yeah, Predator Batman is going to be pretty much trash. Didn't change anything on his gears. He's going to be bare bones stats pretty much. Got some pretty high level gears from raids for him. Yeah, now let's take a look at other teams that you could use in case you have them built. I haven't used those teams because I don't have them built, and most likely most beginners don't have them built themselves because they are harder to get and to build. Okay, so we have the Justice League team. You can see that I have Justice League Aquaman over here, Justice League The Flash here, and I also have Justice League Cyborg all the way over here, but he does not have gears. And Justice League team is going to be a very effective way to do this if you have them built. I don't have them built yet. I will eventually build them, but not very soon because I don't have the resources. League of Anarchy team would be yet again good with less of the Joker, Justice League The Flash as support character, and where is she? Flora Poison Ivy, the Flora one. No, excuse me, the Entangling Poison Ivy as a support character, because this is the League of Anarchy team that you are going to use in raids, and it is going to work against this particular fights that have shields as well. And the other team that you can use is going to be the Batman Ninja team with Batman Ninja Gorilla Grodd, Batman Ninja Catwoman, and Batman Ninja Robin, of course. Those are pretty much the teams that will guarantee you an easy win against the shield characters, just by using basic attacks and getting them down that way. But if you do not have those characters, you can use the strategies that I have used. And also let me show you the all blades. Yeah, it's 7, not 8, not 6, it's 7. So with all that being said, I hope this helped some newer players get the hang of solo raids and try to overcome those a little bit more difficult fights. I think after the PB refresh today, I don't think I'll be able to kill the boss because he has a lot of health and he's annoying. And we don't have resistances at this point, so my characters are dying fast. But we'll see. As soon as I defeat Green Lantern, I'll try to also make a guide and explain that. With all that being said, I hope you found this helpful. Like this video if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it, comment down below for any questions that you might have. Maybe subscribe for more content like this, I would really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one. Oh, and a little bit of channel update for those of you who stuck until the end of this video. the live streams are not going to come back very soon because I need to properly set that up with Streamlabs. And right now there's so much content to cover and so many ways I can be of more help to you guys in live streams. So for now I'm going to focus on that. I will definitely live stream in the future. I plan in the future to live stream almost every day, but that needs a little bit of extra free time to set up, and time that is better spent right now in my opinion helping you through the new content and solo raids. And also I have said something in the last live stream about a giveaway that also needs set up in order to be done properly, so that will also have to wait a little bit. So yeah, thank you for your patience, thank you for the support. I'm trying to also answer as many comments as I can, but they've been overwhelming the past few days. Like, if I answered other comments and I have not answered your comment, I don't hate you specifically, I hate everybody. Just kidding, I just don't have time to do this. Though, thank you very much for the support. There have been a lot of new subscribers to the channel, there have been a lot of people, and one request that I have for you is please, let's start acting like a community. Like, I don't have that much time to answer every comment anymore. Hopefully I will make some time to answer as many as possible, but if you see a question in my comments and you are 100% sure, but you need to be 100% sure that you know the answer, please go ahead and help that person for me. Thank you very much. See you in the next one.